The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
On the next Muddy River Gem, brought to you by Dot Foods, we'll tour Windsong Acres, a farmstead now a popular event venue. Now that's the way an old barn door should sound. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
When we saw the picture of how it used to be, my wife and I looked at each other and said, "Oh my gosh, we have to restore
replace that."
We got the Mennonites it was really fun because the Mennonites were roofing and they were up there singing in German. And of course, I was a minister. We'd talk theology, at lunch breaks, And so when Gun Construction came to do that, there must have been 200 women and children formed this giant circle around when Gunn lifted that up and put it up there because they'd been
big celebration.
They'd been hearing of it. Shelley made treats for all the Mennonites that came. It was we had a wonderful time.
That's coming up on the next Muddy River Gem, brought to you by Dot Foods.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, my buddy Ryan Christian, or as most of you may know him, Cheeks McGee.
Hey,
how's it going?
It's going great.
So we were walking in and I was like, what are we going to talk about today, dude? So I know Electric Fountain Brewing, right?
Yes,
Duh.
yeah, correct.
But you got some news that we're sharing. That's what we're here for,
Yeah,
right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So we are relocating, again, I should say.
Woohoo!
But back to our roots here on 6th Street. So
All right.
We're excited to, we love the space we were in, but we're just kind of tucked away enough in the alley that we wanted to get more exposure.
Sure.
And also our wholesale business has been really booming, so we have a better setup for that to get deliveries out the door and also be able to roast there. We also have some roasting going on in Missouri too at a bigger spot, so we'll be doing smaller stuff here and bigger stuff there.
Excellent. Yeah, I just found out that you do like wholesale brewing for other companies.
Yeah, we have like 24 other shops.
That's outstanding.
Down into St. Louis, over to like Springfield, and up into Carthage, Illinois now. And so we're trying to work our circle out a little bit.
That's excellent. Yeah. So Bob mentioned, and I'll just go ahead and give you some shit too, but you didn't bring us any coffee, and that's probably because you're busy.
We stayed up. Yesterday was a big day. We were
All
there
right.
till midnight. I went way past my bedtime.
All right, we're going to let you slide on that one.
we can be ready for
But
tomorrow.
since you're going to be our neighbor closer
Yes.
anyway, we'll be visiting for some coffee. Yeah,
You'll be
so
able to smell it.
right?
All the way,
Which
yes.
is awesome. Now, I got to ask, what's your favorite? Do you have like a secret coffee that you drink, or are you just like a full flat black guy?
So I'm pretty boring.
Are you?
I like so we import coffees from all over the world. So I like finding small farms, and I usually tend to go to like African coffees. So they are a little bit more fruity and bright and things like that. So there's an Ethiopian we have right now, Ethiopian coffee, that is kind of one of my favorites, kind of our go-to right now.
Yeah.
We just did our first direct trade. So I met a guy, his father owns a farm in Brazil, and so we have a really awesome bean from Brazil, straight from those guys, and so
Dang.
that's exciting.
All right, now, so you definitely have to have a network if you're going to do this, I don't want to say, the good coffee, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a network, which is awesome to hear that you do. I didn't know any of this. I thought you just had a love for coffee and made some really good. So my favorite is the Electric Larry.
Oh, yeah.
With a little extra honey and some extra sweet in there because I got to have it.
That's
It's
fine.
super sweet. But that thing, man, if you need to pick me up, the Electric Larry,
Can I tell you a fun story about that?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Please do.
So my grandparents' last name is Fountain, so that's kind of where the whole thing came from. Growing up, my grandfather had a business called Fountain Electric. He was the electrician. My grandmother ran the front desk, and so they were this little two-person small business. And so I had my first taste of coffee with my grandmother when I was a little kid, and that kind of always has stuck with me. And so when creating my business, I wanted to kind of flip that name around and kind of use their name as to keep me motivated and kind of a smile on my face, things like that.
Paying homage. That's amazing. Yeah.
So his name is Larry.
Okay.
And so the Electric Larry is from my grandfather. He is 87, I think, 87 years old, still comes in, wears an EFB hat, has the Electric Larry almost every time.
Awesome.
So it's kind of cool.
That is very cool. And let's just go ahead and give a shout out to Grandpa Larry.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Grandpa Larry.
Yeah, thank you for the namesake and the awesome coffee drink. That's awesome. So
Yes, we tried to mimic it after rum chata, if you're familiar with rum
yes,
chata.
that's probably why I like it.
Yes, my grandfather thought that was the greatest thing ever. At like a Thanksgiving, he brought rum chata to the party. And we were
Grandpa
like,
Larry sounds like my kind of guy.
He is. He's a fun guy.
That's awesome. I'm learning so much stuff here. So, okay, you got a new location, you have new partners, you're wholesaling, you're a busy guy. Are you still doing like band stuff too?
Yeah, so shout out to Culver Stockton College.
Yeah,
I
whoop,
got to
whoop.
pump that. So yeah, I'm the director of the Thrill on the Hill marching band there. And so always looking for students that want to be a part of that, and we have scholarships available for that. There's my plug. Cool.
There you go.
But yeah, so that keeps me pretty busy, and so on lunch break, just come over here and do an interview and do all that. So
hey, you can't miss it, right? I mean, we're the coolest on the block next to you right now, right?
that's great. I mean, I love this whole vibe on 6th
It's
Street.
so cool.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think it's just growing, and there's wonderful things happening at the brewery and things like that too.
Yeah.
So, and also the new restaurant here on the corner, and so all sorts of fun stuff.
So much cool stuff. Now, when are you opening?
Tomorrow.
Okay. Now, tomorrow is going to be Halloween, right? Today. So it is today.
Halloween.
Today is Halloween. Okay.
I got my Halloween shirt on today.
Okay, you are. Okay, so sorry, all this taping and airing and stuff gets me all screwed up. Okay, so give me the date that you're opening just to be.
October 31st.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you are opening.
8 a.m.
Yeah, you're opening
to
today on
4
Halloween.
p.m.
Perfect.
Yeah.
8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Go get your pick me up. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, come and see us. We have, like I said, it's a cool setup. We kind of went back to our old school vibe of our original location on 6th Street. But yeah, we kind of made it open to everyone, and so it's kind of like the Quincy's little living room, I like to say, or 6th Street's living room. We welcome everybody and want them to come see us.
Heck
Have some
yeah.
good coffee.
So get some coffee. Try the Electric Larry if you haven't. I definitely recommend it, or any of their drinks. And you have some, are you still doing like the little scones and stuff?
Yeah, we have some more food options coming too, so
Yeah.
that's exciting.
There you go.
Avocado feta toast has been a big hit, so yeah, check that out.
See? Improvements everywhere. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
appreciate
You're
that
a
a lot.
busy guy, but looks like you're knocking everything out of the park. So keep it up, and we'll definitely be visiting more often for sure.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome to the hood. And coming up, Britt B and Ash C and Coffee Talk.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
It's time for a home makeover, and Harvey's Furniture can help. Shop local. Shop with us for home furniture that complements your style. Find furniture for the family room, bedroom, dining room, or home office. Harvey's Furniture. Our home, your home.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Tower Pizza and Mexican offers a full menu of pizza, wings, and Mexican favorites. Try the shrimp tacos, fajitas, or a Jeff's special pizza. Extra sauce, pepperoni, sausage, ham, and mushrooms, all on their homemade crust. Tower Pizza and Mexican, 2701 Broadway, Quincy.
And welcome back. Now it's time for Coffee Talk. Of course, with Ash C and Britt B. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Fantastic. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Oh, I'm always good.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you? Oh no! Did you hear that?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that from a couple people.
And you're not a Hershey.
I'm not a Hershey kiss.
I knew what you were right away.
Yeah, and just so you know, this cheapest, I think, best costume ever.
It's
and
awesome.
And it applies, and it's me. And this is not making fun of conspiracy theorists, because I identify as one.
I think
Say
it's
that.
perfect.
Yeah.
It is perfect. But it's from also the movie.
Signs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some people didn't know that. Some people haven't seen it.
Bob. He thought I was a Hershey kiss, but it's cool. Either way. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good witch and sweetheart here.
So, do you leave water glasses everywhere?
No, but I might have to start, considering all the crazy crap that's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane. This world is insane.
My family leaves water glasses everywhere, but not because they're
Not on purpose. Yeah, we
theorists.
have more water bottles. My kids, well, water, Gatorade, it could be anything. So,
Yeah.
yeah. You look super cute, by the way.
Thank you. I'm headed to work after this. I wasn't going to dress up this year for Halloween, and then I
What?
remembered. Yeah, I know.
You know how many people would have been let down?
I know.
It's
I'm technically not working on Halloween night, as this is recording the day before Halloween, but still happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
I'm working the day before, but before, after, I'm probably going to have to dress up the day after too.
It's kind of like my birthday, which is coming up, hint, hint. We celebrate it for at least a week. So let's go ahead and mark that on our calendars.
All right.
No, but you do look great, and I'm sure you're going to make some tips.
Yes, that's what I'm shooting for.
Yeah.
Tips, and I will pass out the treats.
There you go.
And that's what we're here to talk about a little bit today, because, we're all about the controversy. This time, I think Coffee Talk should be a little bit about our hidden treats in town.
So let's pimp the awesomeness that is Quincy, and some things that people may not know, or maybe they know, but we just want to talk about it. So some treats, some favorites, and despite the tinfoil hat, we are going to steer clear of conspiracies today.
Maybe
we're going to try to. Anyway, so if you don't mind, I'll start.
Absolutely.
Okay, so a lot of these, as I was thinking about these, a lot of it brought back a lot of memories. So when I was younger, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents on my dad's side, Grandma and Grandpa Hoopy, and they didn't have a whole lot of money, but man, they had a lot of time and a lot of love to give. So they introduced me to a lot of things that now I try to introduce to my girls. Some of them I haven't yet. One is what we used to call and what used to be known as Soldiers and Sailors Home. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a lot of people know that Soldiers and Sailors Home, well, the Veterans Home, it had, like the animal enclosure, and I haven't been there in a while, but it used to be just full of awesome animals, and you could go and feed them. It was a free thing to do, quality time. So I do need to take my girls there to check out. So a lot of people know that the animals are there. Like is it still like the bison or whatever that are back over there?
I thought it was. I'm probably so wrong, and it's not buffalo.
It might be buffalo, but bison, whatever. So there's some big things over there. There's also like some deer and some geese and stuff like that. But a lot of people may not know that there's also a really cool museum there, and it's called the All Wars Museum.
I did not know that.
Okay, so as you're pulling in off of 12th Street, off to the left, I mean, a lot of people have seen I think it's either a helicopter or an airplane. It's funny how I don't remember these things now, but right by that is a museum, and it's more than just like a collection of stuff. It kind of takes you through an experience, and it's something that I remember as a kid, my grandparents taking me through and not really caring too much about it. But now as I was thinking about treats, it may be something that a lot of people don't know about, and that's the reason that a lot of those veterans are at that place. So it's just kind of something to tie it together.
I didn't know about that museum. That's awesome.
So that mixed with the animals.
The buffalo.
Yeah, the bison, buffalo, Texas Longhorn. I think it's changed. I think it's had like a few different iterations.
Yeah.
So we're not like
when I was in high school, the family that cared for the place, well, they were out of town, and their son threw a party, and I think the buffalo got some Kool-Aid or something like that. I don't know, but I wasn't part of that.
And there was also some kind of like secret garden back by it looked like the secret the place is just so cool.
It is cool.
And let's not forget about the cemetery, of course, because it's just it's when you're driving through there, it should be like goosebump
it does.
Inducing, right?
And I think it goes all the way through
too.
It
does. Sorry, my hat's falling off.
I know, that's what I'm we're wobbling.
But anyway, that's kind of one based on a memory, and hopefully that one that I can continue to take my kids to and introduce them to some new things. So it's just kind of, I don't know if it's a treat for some people, but maybe something that people don't know about. So,
I think that's a treat.
Yeah, I do too.
Hidden
little gem.
Hidden things to do.
Yeah.
Along those lines of, and while we're in the Halloween spirit, we have a pretty cool cemetery here in town, Woodland Cemetery.
Yes.
I don't know too much about it myself. I know it was, I think, started in I wrote it down and I lost it, 1846.
Yeah.
I think by John Wood. So it was originally one of John Wood, like part of his plot of land on the bluff that he was going to build for his home. But as mayor of the city, the graveyards or the grave sites were filling up, and they needed a place to put bodies. And I think he's the one who originally designed, according to Wikipedia, too.
Yeah, sure.
But Yeah, I think that I've heard those stories before. They have these ghost tours going on right now. They're so cool.
I know.
It's just cool going there on your own, obviously during the hours that they intend to let you there. Yeah, lots of hidden weird things about that cemetery.
And it's a really beautiful place to go, and it's one of my favorite places to go and walk, especially with my dog, because I mean, again, it's a little sombering, a little goosebump inducing, but seeing the age of the grave markers, and even the one with the I think it was like the schoolhouse fire, like it's just it has a lot. It's just so much history about Quincy. I mean, it really is. It is a very cool place, very sombering, very goosebumpy, very. But even the environment itself, the ambiance of it is
beautiful.
Just beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. That's
okay,
a good
outside of creepy, I guess.
I don't know. So my next one is also.
What is it?
Okay, we didn't talk before this, so this is really telling of Britt being actually. But okay, so another place that my grandma used to take me, and this is kind of. So it is the Memorial Park, which is a cemetery out on, I think, 52nd and Broadway. And you and I talked about this recently. We go out there. So, of course, I have family and friends buried there, but I take my girls out there to feed the giant goldfish. So if you haven't been out there, especially during the summer, it's something fun to take your kids to do. Not necessarily for the cemetery, but it will it incites some questions and some curiosity from the kids, which is never a bad thing. But also feeding those fish, and they're giant. I mean,
are they gold or koi fish?
I don't have a clue.
I don't know either.
I've called them goldfish my entire life.
They probably are, because I would think they would have to be taken care of if they were.
They're giant. There's also a little dispenser there that you can get food for, but we always take bread and other things out, and there are turtles and geese, and a lot of times you can see like the geeseling, like the little the babies. Is that what they're called? Oh my gosh,
I
just pulled that out.
I don't know.
Okay, anyway,
baby
geese.
Yep.
Turtles and giant fish, and it is really something that it's a strong core memory for me. And
same, my grandma did the same
Isn't
thing.
That so cool? Yeah, so it is in a cemetery, which is kind of our theme right now, but it is so much more than that. It's just a really cool place, and again, I think it's just a little hidden gem. Dang it.
There he goes.
There he goes.
I think, okay, so outside of my other themes, outside of creepy and cemetery, I guess, are drive-thrus. I mean, and I'm not necessarily a drive-through person, but there are two in town that like really impressed me. One of which is the Hardee's. I call it the biscuit line.
Oh yeah.
So the Herald originated actually not in Quincy but Macomb, so kind of close to here, according to legend. And legend has it that Harold the farmer is the guy that did this.
He dreamt it up.
Yeah, I think he just went there and wanted one of everything.
Was
and
he hungover?
Well, I mean, that's what we go
He'd
there
almost
for.
have to be.
But or did you just want one of everything and it ended up being
like
a masterpiece?
It's amazing.
It is amazing. But the amazing thing though is that line. It will wrap around Kelly's, and you are so far back, and in less than 10 minutes you have your hot biscuits.
Lickety split. And they're always hot, and they're always really nice there.
Yes, I think they did. I don't know. I think COVID really pushed them to have that biscuit line. The other drive-through, and it's not so much the food, but I call it the KFC kindness. I think we've talked about this. There is so much kindness from, there are two ladies in particular, but pretty much everyone that works there. I cannot believe how nice they are. Every time, sometimes I just go through for a tea, basically, and just as sweet as can be. It goes to the opposite of that one time that you were talking about where he said, have your day.
Have a day.
Or have a day.
Have a day. It's kind of like have the day you deserve.
Yes, exactly.
But no. I think that, and today, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, it doesn't take much to impress.
Well, yeah.
But there are some standout places, and I do agree, KFC and Hardee's keep up the rock solid work. That's awesome.
And I'm really not a big drive-through junkie.
She is. Don't let her fool you. No,
okay.
I'm kidding. She's not. Well. But I do agree. Hardee's, and when they shut down for COVID, it was they had no other choice, but they were still pumping these people through and getting them their morning breakfast and morning coffee. And a lot of people especially some of the older folks in Quincy have come to rely on Hardee's as like their social hour and their breakfast. And I think they did a really good job of trying to bridge that gap during a tough time for those folks and us when we need our Heralds. Yeah. And I will say, I didn't mean to like knock Harold if he wasn't drunk, because I know that sometimes I mix everything together too. But the Herald is my first experience was when I was drunk or hungover.
I don't know anyone who's
okay. Good. I was like, I hope I don't make anybody feel bad, but yeah, it's definitely the. Yeah. So going along with the food thing, another one of my hidden gems, and this is it's great timing because they're just this week, they're celebrating their second birthday, and that is the Silver Dollar, Gabe's Silver Dollar. So they're celebrating their second birthday this week, and not only is it great food, great people, you really do feel like you're part of just one big family when you go out there. And not only that, I know it's no secret that I like to throw a couple 20s in a gambling machine. But so they have gambling machines at Silver Dollar, but there's also a really hidden, kind of a hidden gem 2 doors down up on that same hill called Spinners, which is, it's really good if you are the gambler looking for like anonymity, because you're not going to run into a bunch of people. And you can
zone out and no one's trying to talk to you.
Yeah, and nobody's there like, oh, hey, what are you winning? Or,
that's rude, right?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me, but at the same time, a lot of people just want to go and not go.
I know some people are like, don't look at my screen.
Yeah.
Don't look at my screen.
That's serious. That's some serious gambling
it is
there.
interesting.
Yeah, but I just wanted to shout them out because
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Gabe Silver Dollar, and thanks to everybody who goes out there and continues to support that awesome locally owned business. So those are kind of my hidden gems.
I have 2 more that I can think of.
Rock them out.
Homemade pizza at On the Rail.
Ooh.
Have you? I mean, I hate saying I forget it, but I forget it when it comes to pizza.
Yeah.
A lot of people say we do not have good pizza places here in town that, make, and I beg to differ because there are plenty.
So many, yeah.
But that's one that is not always thought of when you think of pizza.
And it's fantastic.
It really is. And they just recently put in a tent outside. I know it's not outside weather, but it's a heated tent.
Right,
so
right.
For those of us that like to step outside sometimes,
yeah,
it's nice.
And they do all kinds of stuff, and they support local like benefits and fundraisers and stuff. So
Scott's great.
Yeah, he is great.
Last one, and I said we weren't going to be conspiracy, but here I go.
So glad I didn't wear this hat for nothing. Let's hear it.
One of the greatest gems of Quincy are the sunsets along the river, and you can view those at your riverside parks.
There you go.
Yeah. So I want to keep those. I'm pretty adamant about those. If you haven't heard, but
I love
those sunsets. And just getting so close to the water and being able to take those photographs and the pictures. It's something that you don't see a lot of people capturing as much.
Right. Well, I think as Quincyans, sometimes maybe we take the riverfront for granted, even as it is.
Yes.
So. Of course, we all, not all, but we want to see it continue to grow and develop, but not in a way that blocks our sunsets, we'll say.
Absolutely.
Right?
There's my uncle, he lives in Texas, and he's always said, man, and I had a couple other friends move to Texas, too, that say the same thing. The sunsets in Texas are beautiful.
Right.
But nothing beats the Quincy
I believe that. I believe that.
It's
Well, and nothing
it
really.
It is something that we take for granted.
It is, yeah. So we want to keep those for sure. Yeah. And
a nice hidden treat.
It is a hidden treat. And I think Quincy in and of itself is a nice hidden treat. That people who come here, and again, we might take it for granted, but people who come to Quincy are often, they're often so complimentary about the people, the food, just the hospitality in general, that it's just the quintessential Midwest town. So even though we may feel like we have our riffs and we do have people that may not agree all the time, it's what keeps Quincy moving forward. And I do think that we're also lucky to live in this awesome community on the riverfront with the greatest citizens and neighbors that one could possibly ask for. So Quincy, I think, in and of itself is a hidden treat.
Ashley for mayor.
Hey, you know what? I will say, I didn't even have that on my list, but it just came out like, you know.
It did.
So
that was
fluid.
really good.
You know, what can I say? I do love Quincy. Call me hokey. I don't care.
I love it.
Yeah. It's a great place.
It is.
And it's a good thing we love it because we try to represent it
Yes.
the best we can every day. So
Even in our cool hats and yeah.
Hey, and even as a conspiracy realist, I
Conspiracy realist.
was
I
gonna
love
put
that.
up there, but I can still love Quincy and love people working towards things. I just don't like other things.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm a good witch.
She is a good witch, and I hear that all the time. No, I'm kidding. And on that note, I think that does it for Coffee Talk.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.